you smell something bad? The Princess in Black sure does. She and her fellow heroes are fighting a stinky stench in The Princess in Black, the Bathtime Battle. I'm Miss Melissa at the Oosterhout Free Library with the second part of this story, written by Shannon Hale and Dean Hale, illustrated by Lei Wen Pham, and published by Candlewick Press. They know how to fight monsters, but how do you fight a stink? Down in Monsterland, the monsters were groaning. The monsters were griping. A blue monster turned turquoise, all because of one extremely stinky monster. Now, usually monsters enjoyed a good stink. They liked the moldy, dark corners of caves. They enjoyed rotten fruit. Above all, they adored the odor of goats. But the stinky monster was too much. Rotten fruit smushed between its toes. Garbage clung to its back. Who knew even what that stuff was on its head? There was even a tiny monster tangled in its filthy fur. It had been stuck there since last week. Two big-nosed monsters could not stand it anymore. They plugged their faces. They grabbed the stinky monster, and they jumped right up out of Monsterland. The two big-nosed monsters dropped the stinky monster in the goat pasture. They wiped their paws on the grass. They didn't even try to eat the goats. They just jumped back into Monsterland as fast as they could go, away from that stinky monster. Chapter 6. The heroes struck battle poses. The stink was a monster after all. And there it sat in the goat pasture, being stinky. The stinky monster chewed on a dirty claw. It waved. At last, we can fight the stink, said the Princess in Black. As soon as that monster says, eat goats, let's wage battle. The stinky monster burped. The goat Avenger said, you may not eat the... Wait, said the Princess in Black. It didn't say eat goats yet. That was just a burp. Cartwheel Queen plugged her nose. A stinky burp, she said. Back burp, said Flower Girl shouted. She fanned her bouquet at the burp. Yes, let's try some battle cries, said the Princess in Black. Behave, beast! The stinky monster wiped its nose on the back of its paw. Back! Back to your infernal pit, said the goat Avenger. The stinky monster scratched under its armpit. The goats gagged. You may not gag the goats, shouted Miss Fix-It. The stinky monster lay down on its back. It watched the clouds float by. Monster? Said the Princess in Black. The stinky monster plucked goo from its ear. It brushed the goo through its head hair. How do we fix this? Asked Miss Fix-It. Chapter 7. The Princess in Blankets and her unicorn, Corny, trotted into the goat pasture. She had come for a hero-princess playdate. The pasture was the perfect place for a princess playdate. Sunshine, grassy slopes, fresh air, and sometimes monsters came out of the hole so they could wage battle. Hooray! There was a monster in the pasture today, and more friends! She waved. The princess is blanketed, she started to shout, but then the stink cloud hit her. Ugh, she said, toppling off Corny's back. What happened to all the fresh air? Washcloths spilled off her hat. Miss Fix-It picked them up. Said Miss Fix-It. What if we give the monster a bath? The hero princesses said together. The Goat Avenger would have said it too, but he was running to the shed to fetch the goat's tub. Chapter 8. The stinky monster was stinkier than a full litter box. It was stinkier than a clogged toilet. It was stinkier than a pile of diapers on a hot summer day. The stinky monster was so stinky, it was more stink than monster. The heroes were armed with washcloths and scrub brushes, water buckets and goat soap, and one big goat-sized tub. But the stink was too gross. The stink, it's too gross, said the princess in blankets. They couldn't get near the monster. We can't even get near the monster, said Flower Girl. The princess in black pointed at the tub. Monster, you need a bath, she said. No, said the monster, no bath. Behave, beast, said the Cartwheel Queen, and get in the tub. No bath, said the monster. Udders and moo-cows, said the princess in blankets. What can we do? Chapter 9. The Goat Avenger took a deep breath and then ran into the stink cloud. He said, Hi-ya! And then he said, Ugh! And then he fainted from the smell. The princess in black hooked the Goat Avenger's ankle with a rope. She pulled him back to safety. Heroes, she said, none of us can do this alone. We need support. We need to work together. We can't get near it, said Miss Fix-It, so maybe we can wash it from a distance. A big distance, said Flower Girl. So they made a plan from a big distance. Now, what would you plan for this? Yeah, that's a good plan, right? Ready? Said Miss Fix-It. Flower Girl leapt onto Horsefly's back. Cartwheel Queen put her hands up, ready to cartwheel. The princess in black and the princess in blankets aimed hoses. Now, said Miss Fix-It. The Goat Avenger turned on the water. Cartwheel Queen cartwheeled around the monster, spraying soap as she went. From above, Flower Girl dropped bath bombs. The monster roared. It was a huge, bubbly, soaking wet mess. The stink wasn't gone, but it was better than it was before. Now the heroes could get closer. No bath, roared the monster. Yes, bath, said the princess in black. Each bath, roared the monster. It swallowed the water and some of the soap. It took a bite out of the tub. It burped up a bath bomb. You may not eat your bath, said the princess in black. And so the heroes and the stinky monster waged bath time. Chapter 10. The heroes didn't stop until there was no more stinky monster. Now it was a fluffy monster. It was the fluffiest fluff of a monster the heroes had ever seen. "Aw, it's so cute," said Flower Girl. The fluffy monster sniffed its fur. It snuffled its armpits. It sighed a sigh of relief. So did the tiny monster, finally untangled from this funky fur. See the tiny monster? "Aw, they're the cutest," said Flower Girl. The monster sniffed the air. Now that the stink was gone, they could smell the goats. And what do monsters want to do to goats? "Goats," said the tiny monster. "Eat goats," said the fluffy monster. The heroes struck battle poses. "You may not eat the goats," they got to say at last. There were a lot of heroes. The monsters looked at each other. Then they shrugged. "Okay," said the tiny monster. "Bye-bye," said the fluffy monster. And together they jumped back into Monsterland. "Phew," said the Princess in Black. "I never could have washed that stinky monster all by myself." "It was a situation too stinky for a single hero," said the Goat Avenger. "Yes, it's good to have support," said the Princess in Blankets. "How will we find you all if we need big help again?" "I have an idea," said Miss Fix-It. She showed them a small pink stone. "I discovered that when I shine a light through it, a pink sparkle twinkles up in the sky." "I have a stone just like that," said the Princess in Blankets. "Princess Sneezewort gave it to me." "I got one from Princess Honeysuckle," said Cartwheel Queen. "Mine was a gift from Princess Orchid," said Miss Fix-It. "And I have one from Princess Snapdragon," said Flower Girl. "Isn't it wonderful?" said the Princess in Black. "How many princesses and heroes are friends?" "All my heroes are princesses and all my friends are princesses and heroes," said the Goat Avenger. "Also goats and a really interesting squirrel." "Squeak!" said the squirrel. "Whenever we need help," said the Princess in Black, "we can shine a light into the stone, and the sparkle signal will show up in the sky." "Who knows?" said the Princess in Blankets. "Maybe there are even more heroes out there. Maybe they'll see it too." And there somebody is seeing the sparkle signal. So maybe you'll meet her in another Princess in Black book. And we just got a new Princess in Black book here at the library. So I hope you'll come see us soon at the Oosterhout Free Library, or check out this book on our free Cloud Library app. And check out Science Saturdays, First Page Fridays, and our other Storytime programming.